Howdy, I'm CyberX with Outlandishly Crafted, and today we're going to be doing an Unreal Engine tutorial. This is taking me many days. I didn't even know if it was going to be possible. I just worked it out a few minutes ago, so I want to go through the whole process. So, we're taking a Meshy AI model. And if you use Meshy, definitely use my link in the bottom below. It just gives me more points so I can make more stuff. So, we got a Meshy model. We are not rigging it. We're not doing any animations here. All we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful beast and we're going to put it in our Unreal Engine game. And my goal today is to get it in as the player character for the FPS template that you can buy, the first person player template. So here's my working one that I got done, and we're going to go through this process together so I can show it because I couldn't find any other guides. And you can see that was not that dude, but a version of that dude that's just up here somewhere. So this guy. Okay, so here's our lady. So we need to have a normal body and a T pose or a pose, or I'll show you in a minute all the ones that we can do. We're gonna do a download. Now this, I'm not positive this matters, but I think it does. So one, because that head's so big, I'm going to do 0.4. The default for Meshy was 10 meters or like 30 feet for your model. So I don't want that big of a model. That might be just so they get better quality on the Met. I don't know. This is how I got it to work. So bottom, export. Okay. So I'm downloading it FBX. Remember, it's not rigged. There's no animations. We're going to make a new fun character, and this is it a tabby? If it's, I'm just going to call it a tabby cat B female. Okay. And then it's going to take a second for that drive to warm up because I haven't been using it. Come on, little lady. Warm up. Warm up. Okay, well, while that's doing that, the next step is we need this program called ActorCore AccuRIG. And I know, right, instantly you're like, yeah, I don't want to do this, and you just click off. But it's free. It only takes a second to get. I tried a lot of different options. I tried Maximo. I tried the built-in one to Meshy, and none of them made this work. Here are the poses that you can do: T pose, A pose, A pose, multi-mesh, and other. And so then we're gonna, now that you have this program, and we jump over to Meshy to make sure we get this guy, and we're gonna rename him to be Tabby Cat B. Female. Oh well, is what it is. Okay. So we have it. We're gonna export it here. Now, something to be aware of is these file names get really long with all the folders, and it's not going to save and it's going to run into error if you get too far into this. So what I've been doing is I just take these all the way back to here and then get rid of the original. And then I have my zip and I have my 2. And then I'm going to name this guy Tabby Cat B female, and I'm going to name this one the same, but I'm going to do T Tabby Cat B female. Okay, so now we have our properly named and set up skeleton and texture. We're going to minimize Meshy, and we're going to jump into this guy, and we're going to load our character, and we're going to jump to that folder, tabby cat, and we're going to load it up. Okay, so now we have our character. We're going to find our center line, which it looks good as it is. We're going to do next. Over here we have whole mesh, and we have midpoint, and then you want to have symmetry on for most of the things we're doing. Okay, I think for the most part they're typically pretty accurate. You might find like the boots or the neck need to be tweaked a little, or I mean it is kind of an odd thing. It depends. And then we do hands. Before you do hands, make sure you count your fingers. So my fingers are fucked up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna say 5 fingers, even though that one's fucked up. We'll just say that it's broken or combined or something. Who knows? That's fine. Now, none of the other programs did fingers, so this is nice that it does fingers. And it does fingers like, you know, 2 and 3s. Like I got a toad that's only got 3 fingers, so this is nice to have. Okay. It's fine. And yeah, it's fine. Okay, so now it's going to finish it out. I had one point where it got stuck at 60 and then it just like crashed. I just went back and did the process again, and then it was fine. So I don't know if maybe I think the model getting exported or something had a problem. So you can see it's struggling with those hands, but that's okay. You get through it. Nice, right? Just gotta the biggest thing is to make sure with Meshy that you're doing A pose or T pose so that the hands and the hips don't connect or the tail doesn't connect. Or doing a cape is a bad idea because I haven't had a good well, maybe it'll be better in here, but I've had the cape get stuck on the legs then. So just something to watch out for. So I think this is great. I think we've got a nice model. We could go over to acting and we could see a walk. We could see like just some basic stuff. So I think this is perfect. We'll go back to our T-pose and then let's export. Now here's where the magic sauce is. In the target application you can do Unreal, and that's really important. And then you never know what texture qualities you're getting from all these places, so I'm just going to cap it at 4K. I don't need any more than that. It's just saying max. So just in case it gave me some insanely freakish size, I don't need it. But Unreal, this is critical. So now we're going to export. And now we have our Unreal version of the same thing. So I'm just going to name it Unreal in the same folder and export. Okay. So now we have a Unreal version of our model that is rigged up and ready to go. And of course, Microsoft won't fucking load. I hate it so much. Okay, whatever. So now we're going to be back in Unreal Engine. And let's make a folder for the new cat. So we got tabby cat B female. Okay, and then we're going to take our these guys, just the FBX and the texture, and we're going to drag them in. Now here's where it took me days to figure all the settings out. You need to have skeletal mesh, import mesh, and right here we have to set the FPS template skeleton that we're using for Manny, and it's not the Unreal Engine 4 one. You can see it in here. So it's character. Now, we always say like Manny and Quinny, but it's for this. This is the skeleton that they both use. Oh, I lied. Actually, this is using a preview of Quinn simple at the bottom. So we're gonna select it. Now I also have reference to pose, smooth, mesh, morph, all of these, create. You can the import animations doesn't matter because I don't have any animations coming in, but you would uncheck that I think normally, unless I think you would check that on the next go around. So then we're gonna import. And you get this error, and this is critical. I'm just going to stop for a minute and really talk about it. This is really critical. If you should never ever, in my opinion, hit yes, because yes is going to ruin what's the current skeleton. So all the point of this is to take AI models or models from from Meshy and get them onto our skeleton. If you hit yes, it's going to destroy your skeleton. So we want to always do no. And this is what took me so long, is then that would scare me, and then I'd do yes, and it destroys stuff, and I have to reload my whole project to get the file back because it's like some freaking. It's just this is the skeleton for everything. So now that we did that, now we have our tabby in the game as the female, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the player BP character, and this is of the FPS template that you get on the marketplace. You buy it, it's like $200 or something. It's pretty popular. And then I'm going to go into the mesh here, which is the third person mesh, and I'm going to now select my tabby B. And there we go. Now I've got my tabby B. And you can see there's something up with her arms a little because they're so skinny, I think. But that's fine. It's a cartoon character going into human. I think if you want it to be more accurate, you got to make sure that Meshy's making it more humanish. Okay, so now that we've got those steps down, now we can start our games. We can start up. And we could, I mean, let's just do one bot. Oh, 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 let me know, let me know. Ha, I got you first. Okay, so now we've got our character. That bot's gonna just harass us, but I'm gonna jump onto the other screen, and we're gonna join in so you can see that it's multiplayer still. All that stuff's fine. So we're gonna jump in to multiplayer. We're gonna load up. Maybe we load up a different one, and then we're gonna. Oh, the bot already knows about me. There we go. You gotta love the physics. You can see she's holding the gun now. Her finger, it's not going to be perfect because this is the Quinn model, and the Quinn model's hand's just slightly off anyways. If you use the Manny model, then it'll be fine as that the underline base. I just wanted the female because most of these are female characters. And then for the first person, I haven't done it yet, but I think it's exactly the same thing. We just need to swap out. So we're back to here. We need to go to the mesh FPP, and then in our skeletal mesh, same thing. Oh, nope, not that one. Did I close it? Oh, well, let's just select it from here. So here we're going to say tabby. Now, because of how the models are, I think you'll probably have to adjust it some. Because, well, let's see. I mean, it looks, I mean, yeah, so see how the gun's like just scaled a little bit and just needs to be moved so you can see it? I think that's going to be required anytime you do like the first person stuff. So you probably could find the camera. Shoot, I don't have. I don't have the camera on, but let's see if we do it one more time really quick. So, but I think you just need to adjust the viewpoint of, yeah, because now it's like too far. I think you'll have to probably think about that with most models, because they're just always going to be slightly different. So you'll just have to like adjust it just a little bit for each. Of course, it's going to undo all of those. But that's pretty much it. We go through, I think we went through the whole process pretty well there. We go to Meshy, we export Meshy, we pay attention to the height because I think that matters. And then we go to AccuRIG, we load it into AccuRIG, then we export it as the Unreal flavor. And then when we import it, we make sure that we're checking all of those little boxes so we're not getting anything. The biggest one was that skeleton, I think, because for some reason when I do the if I didn't put the right skeleton in, or if I didn't put any skeleton in, then it would get all stretched and wonky. Here, let me see if I got the stretched and wonky picture. So it looked like this. So that's the stretched and wonky version. So if you're getting that, it's because you're not assigning your stuff to your model. So you got to go back, and when you do the import, you have to select that skeleton. So you can see how the gun's just slightly not in the right spot. I just need to, I moved it too much last time, so I just need to move the character slightly up or scale them slightly. And it's all preference, so you get it to where you want it. Each game's different. It is hard to shoot people though if you don't have it in a reasonable spot. Okay, so that's how you do it. The textures are messed up here because we're playing team. So I haven't figured out how to fix that yet. But if, you know, if I go back and I play free-for-all, then the textures won't be messed up. They'll be correct. So that's something you'll have to figure out. If you're going to have different characters, then you have to go through and change what the textures of those characters are. That's next on my list to do. But for now, I think we've got everything for this guide going. Almost 20 minutes, which sucks. But most of the first part was done just showing in those settings and stuff. So there you go. If you've got any other questions, let me know in the comments. And if the guide helped, definitely throw me a tip. It always helps pay those bills. Thanks for liking and subscribing and ringing those bells, keeping the YouTube overlords happy.